So let's go ahead and chat about getting your beliefs in check. So first of all, I want to say welcome to the Transformation Tag Team. This is your girl, Takiyah Diamond. Y'all already know we are here each and every Tuesday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Back-to-back mindset transformation, life transformation on all levels of your life. Whether it's to educate you so that you can, think bigger, think greater, and be on a grander scale. That's what I'm looking for, right? Or whether it's just enlightening yourself and becoming aware of all the different avenues that are out there that will help you to improve your life, right? So today, what we're going to be talking about is getting your beliefs in check, right? How do you do that? How do you get your beliefs in check, right? So how you get your beliefs in check, we're going to talk about a little bit about what you can do to change them so that they can change the outcome of your life. And as we consistently grow forth with the Transformation Tag Team, I'm going to teach you exactly how to identify them and eliminate them and replace them with new beliefs, all right? Because that's what you're here for, right? You're here for the experience, you're here for the joy, and besides, it's all good, right? So thank you so much for that, right? So for those of you who are new to me, which I doubt very seriously, but if you are new to me, my name is Takiyah Diamond. I am a mind hack engineer. I'm also an international speaker, coach, and trainer in the field of personal development, right? And so I'm the CEO of Minds Up Academy, Poverty to Profit, Wealth Development Implementation. And what I do is I actually help men and women who struggle with confidence, men and women who struggle with scarcity, trying to get your money up, and all other unhealthy and disabling mental beliefs that actually keep you in the box. And what I do is show you what they are so that you can eliminate them, right? And so that you can step into your power and be the successful person that you were designed to be from the beginning, right? So what I do is help you change those mental attitudes and give you what you need through strategy as well as accountability to make sure that you achieve your goals, right? So let's go ahead and start. All of us have our beliefs, right? Every single one of us have our own set of beliefs that basically do what? They shape our reality, right? They shape our lives. And the set of beliefs that we actually have, right? These are the beliefs that we hold true to as to what we think about ourselves, what we think about society, what we think about other people, what we think about how we're supposed to wear our hair, what colors is fly, what's not fly, right? Just all of these things that have been just dumped on us, we just have to go by the rules, so to speak, right? So at the end of the day, our beliefs influence what? They influence our emotions, right? And they also influence our actions, right? So consequently, when that's the case, right, what happens is it also affects how happy we are, it affects how successful we are, and it also affects how, whether or not we are strong enough to grow forth or whether we allow outside things to actually hold us back and hinder our success, right? And so that is why our beliefs and knowing what your beliefs are and conquering and overcoming those beliefs, this is the reason why it's so important, and it's absolutely worth you examining, right? It's so worth you checking out because you need to move on, all right? So the first question that I want to ask you or just share with you is, what is a belief? Do you even know? Do you even understand what a belief is? So a belief is anything that we consider to be fact, okay? Anything that we consider to be true for ourselves, right? So what happens is we use our beliefs and we use these things to actually navigate the world, to teach us, what are our next steps? What do we do next, right? And so this is why we generally kind of try to preserve our beliefs, right? And we have to guard them carefully. And the reason why we have to guard our beliefs is because we have to check into them and we have to see which ones are in alignment with where we're going, and we need to take a look and check out which beliefs are out of alignment from where we're supposed to be, okay? Because at the end of the day, we create our reality, and most importantly, we are the center of our success. So when we keep looking outside for things to validate who we are, why we're successful, if we're even successful. Successful is completely defined by what you believe success is to you, okay? So no one else can control or identify what success means to you but you, okay? So our beliefs, they serve as like a function of our subconscious mind, which is always on autopilot, right? It's always on autopilot. And once these subconscious beliefs are actually formed, what happens is sometimes we take them for granted, right? We assume that the beliefs are factual, right? And our beliefs actually determine the outcomes of our lives, and whether something is good or bad, whether something is cute or ugly, whether something is safe or dangerous, right? Whether we're worthy or unworthy, whether it's acceptable, whether it's not acceptable, all those different things, right? Our beliefs dictate to us, the outcome of it all, okay? So how are beliefs formed? Let's talk about this. How are beliefs formed? So beliefs are generally formed in two ways, okay? So the first way that our beliefs are formed is by our experiences, the things that we've grown through. You guys know, I don't tell you, we don't go through anything. We grow through every single thing because it is a learning experience, and you are supposed to take what it is that you have experienced, accept it for just the experience that it is. Do not claim any type of attachment to it, because that is how it is going to control you, right? So either by our experience, or the second way is by accepting what others tell us to be true. Okay, so this is how our beliefs are formed, right? So when you think about it, when we were children, most of our beliefs were created when we were kids. Most of our beliefs came from our parents saying, no, you can't do that, right? And it wasn't because they really wanted to kind of dictate to us, but in the back of their minds, their parents yelled at them and told them, don't touch the chair, don't touch the TV, don't touch the radio. And so their behaviors basically did what? Was passed down to them from their parents, and now they treat us as their children the same way that their parents treated them. And, and then we start treating our kids the same way, right? And it's just a generational thing that just continuously gets passed down, and life goes on, right? And so what happens is we accept it, right? So when we're children, the thing is that because we're so impressionable, any beliefs that we have, right, we look for a way to give meaning to them. And why do we look for a way to give meaning to them? Because as children, we're naturally inquisitive. Like, we're trying to figure out, how does this work? How does this work? How does this work, right? That's just our natural human instinct. It's something that we do, right? So because as children, we're not able to discern what's true and what's false, when we're really young, we just accept what we're told as truth, right? And so we're greatly influenced by what we experience. So I want to ask you a question, right? Do you remember? Do you remember, like, when your parents told you about Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy? You believed it, right? You believed the Tooth Fairy. Hey, Skeeter. You believed the Tooth Fairy, right? And the Tooth Fairy, you believed in Santa Claus. You believed that if you put your tooth under the pillow, that some money was going to show up the next day, right? That's what you believe, right? But where did you get that belief from? It's because your mama told you, oh, your tooth came out, you're going to get some money, right? And you bought into it, just like Santa Claus. Not going to eat the cookies, and he's not going to drink the milk. So when you wake up in the morning and you still see the cookies and the milk, what happens? You get all upset, like, oh my God, Santa Claus didn't bring me no gifts. He didn't eat the cookies, he didn't eat the milk, right? So we fall into this program, we fall into this belief system, basically, because it's what we were told, until somebody like me comes and ruin it for your kids, because y'all know I don't have no problem telling them the truth, okay? I ain't got no problem at all with telling them the truth. What about this one? What about when your parents said, if you don't eat all of your food? I know y'all know about this one, right? Your parents said, you better eat all your foods. There are people out here who don't have any food. They're starving. And if you don't eat your food, then you're ungrateful. Or some of them even told you, you won't get another meal all night. If you don't eat this right now, you will not get another meal, right? And so that's basically what happened to us. So when things like that start to happen, right, What happened is you created this belief. Well, they created it. They implanted this belief in your head that you have to eat all your food, which is the reason why a lot of people are obese. Because they are believing the belief that I gotta finish my food instead of taking smaller portions, but that's a whole nother lie. We ain't gonna talk about weight loss, okay? But when you didn't eat your food, you were taught that you were ungrateful. You were taught that other children were starving, right? And each time you didn't finish your food, your parents kept chastising you over and over and over and over again. And what ends up happening is, as we got older, we began to believe that we gotta eat our food, right? So when we get older and we start to attend school, right, and we meet new friends, what happens? Our beliefs begin to become altered, right? Because now we're in a different environment. Now we're in high school. Now we meeting all these new cool people, right? We meet all these awesome folks and all that wonderful stuff. And so once you start to, be around these people and start being in this environment, you begin to pick up the behaviors of your friends. You begin to pick up the behaviors of the people that you're surrounded by. Some people got good habits, some people got bad habits. But at the end of the day, it becomes your habit. So you're going to have to take responsibility for that. So this is the importance of you actually paying attention to what it is that you are believing in. And sometimes you got to stop and ask yourself, is this true? Right? So if you were bullied by other kids, we use this example, right? And let's say the kid said to you, oh, you're fat, you're ugly, you're corny, and they just said it to you every day. Or maybe they pushed you around or they beat up on you, right? And so you adopted this belief that, well, because everybody keeps beating up on me, I'm powerless, I can't defend myself, I don't have the ability to say anything back, blah, blah, blah. But the truth is that you were never powerless. It's just that you allow fear of what somebody else can. Because when you think about it, if somebody is bullying, they've already decided in their mind that you're weaker than them. Okay? So that's where your position comes in to say, okay, that person could think what they want to think, but I know I'm not weak. I know I'm not corny. I know I'm not lame. So what that person think about me really doesn't matter. But if that person consistently says it over and over and over again, what happens? You really start to believe that, you're weak, you're worthless, you're fat, you're ugly, you're corny, or whatever it is that they tell you, right? So when we accept something as fact, okay, and we accept it as fact in the form of a belief, it gets stored into our subconscious mind, right? And so our subconscious mind does not care whether it's true or whether it's false, okay? It simply stores the fact for later use, and I'm going to show you how. So whenever you experience a reminder of the past, right, or a past situation or something that happened to you before, what happens is in your brain, that file in your mind becomes reopened, right? So if you get into a relationship with somebody and the person says to you, oh, you'll never be nothing, but your mother used to say to you, you'll never be nothing. What happens is that memory begins to attach to that memory, that file begins to open, and now all of the memories associated with how your mother used to hit you with the iron or the clothes hamper or whatever start to come in and starts to seep in. Why? Because you accepted this belief, right, that you'll never be good for anything. Right? So it stores it for later use. But the thing is the way that the brain works, it thinks that it's protecting you. You know what I mean? Its objective is to consistently make things easier for you. So when that file gets opened or that trigger comes, it takes you back to that memory because that's the fact that is associated with it, okay? And so your subconscious mind actually, again, as I stated before, it acts as your palette. It's on auto thinking. So whether you're consciously thinking about it or not, that's program is going to run until you change your MOS, which is your mental operating system. So what happens is, let's just say, for instance, you have a Dell computer, right? And you're trying to download this new software from a Mac, right? And you're trying to put it in the Dell computer. Is it going to work? It's not going to work. Why isn't it going to work? Because it's not compatible. How can it work? It's not compatible. And so the same thing happens when you are believing what it is that you're believing. When somebody else told you something and you take it as truth, as your own, and then you're trying to create something different, you cannot create something different until you change the operating system, until you upgrade your software, until you upgrade that program. Otherwise, it is not compatible, okay? So you gotta retrain your brain, okay? So how our beliefs affect our behavior through our thoughts and emotions? Think about this. When you're crossing the street, what's the first thing you do? You look both ways. Why? Because somebody told you that it could be dangerous crossing the street, right? And so now you have this good training in your mind to look both ways, to be cautious so that you don't hurt, right? And so when we have these deeply rooted beliefs that we cling to subconsciously, our minds will constantly look for validation for them. And this is the reason why our beliefs shape our reality, okay, based on our beliefs, right? So beliefs could be limiting, they could also be empowering, okay? Limiting or negative beliefs prevent us from moving forward. Empowering or positive beliefs actually do what? They allow us to be resilient. They allow us to be driven. They allow us to create a brand new sense of reality, right? Which explains why some people thrive and some people get nowhere, right? But it all boils down to our beliefs. And that is the bottom line, okay? So limiting versus empowering beliefs. Your limiting beliefs, I'm just going to give you a few, and then guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I just want to give you guys some examples, and when I come back next week, I'm going to show you how to delete these beliefs and replace them with new ones. But just real quick, I'm going to give you a few examples so that you can understand what a limiting belief is. Okay? So for example, a limiting belief would be, I need to be wealthy, right? That's a limiting belief. But an empowering belief is, I can choose to be wealthy no matter what my circumstances are, right? A limiting belief would be, I'm not good enough to speak. I'm not a good public speaker. I'm going to be embarrassed. People are going to laugh at me, right? But an empowering belief is what? I can speak about whatever I want, whatever subject that I choose to research and prepare myself for, I can speak about it, right? And that's just the bottom line to it, right? Limiting belief, I cannot start a business because I don't have any money. I don't have the capital. Empowering belief is, I can start a business by meeting the right people, by getting an investor, and by tuning in and surrounding myself with people who do the things that I do, who will encourage me and inspire me to go higher, okay? Limiting belief, my family background limits what I could become in life. That's BS, which I call a belief system, okay? It's BS, some other BS too, but it's BS because it's a belief system, right? Because the truth is, you can become anything you want with the proper training and with the proper effort, okay? So those are just a few examples, and I want you to remember, right, that, you know, we tend to do everything possible to validate that belief that's running in our head, okay, to reinforce the beliefs, right? So we think, we feel, and we act accordingly, and basically what ends up happening is it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, so we have to be careful and we got to be mindful. So now can you see why it's so important, right? For you to examine your beliefs, okay? It's important for you to identify your beliefs, okay? And so what we're going to do next week is I'm going to share with you guys how to identify those limiting beliefs. Real quick, these are 4 questions. I need you to write this down because next week you guys are going to come back and you're going to tell me your answers, all right? So question 1, this is how you're going to identify the belief, all right? Question number 1, in what areas of your life are you not getting what you want? Okay, that's question number 1. Write this down, and I want you guys to answer this question in full detail. When we come next week, I'm going to be looking for your answers, okay? The next question is, what areas of your life have you actually tried to improve, but you're not getting the results that you really want? Okay, you're not really getting the results you want. The third question is, what aspect of your life makes you unhappy? Okay, what part of it? Is it your relationships? Is it your business? Your mother, your father? You know, what is it? What aspects of your life make you unhappy and make you feel disconnected? And the last question is, what areas of your life do you feel weak about? Where do you feel weak at? Where do you feel powerless? Where do you feel incompetent, or where do you feel held back? Where do you feel that you are not growing? Where do you feel stuck? Okay? So I need you to answer these 4 questions. Play this live back if you need the questions over again. Okay, and I need you to answer them in detail. Like I said, next week when we come back, I'm going to show you how to get to the nitty-gritty beliefs, right? So we could pull up the weeds and plant new seeds for a transformed life, right? So just take your time, guys, all right? I want you to go ahead and write down these answers. Next week, we'll go ahead and review them. I need you to begin speaking life into your life, okay? Don't rely on the deposits from other people, okay? Other people's beliefs, other people, what they think and how they feel. You got to make a decision for yourself as to what is be and what the outcome is going to be. And if you focus on the outcome, the strategy will follow so that you'll be able to see it turn around and become exactly what you expected. And a lot of times it comes even better. All right? So our belief systems, guys, they're powerful, okay? They're powerful and they affect almost everything we think. And so I need you to, keep it positive. Answer those questions and we'll see you next week. So mind's up, everybody. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Transformation Tag Team Tuesday. I hope this is giving you the core because we are starting now at the studio and everything. I'm kind of trying to take you guys from the beginning because I'm taking you on a journey. So if I don't explain to you what your beliefs are, I got to start you from here. I know some of you guys been watching me for a while. You're a little bit more advanced, and that's all good. But I gotta serve these people. Are just, starting to tune in so I can take them from the bottom to the top, all right? And that's it, all right? So I will definitely see you guys next week. If you are ready for transformation right now, you can visit my website at www.TakiyahDiamond.com. You can sign up for a complimentary 20-minute breakthrough session. Okay, and if you're really, really ready, you can purchase my book, Get Your Life Together, which is also available on my website, which will show you the bottom line to your limiting beliefs, what's been holding you back, what's been hindering your success, and how not to go back where you came from. Mine's up, y'all. Transformation Tag Team Tuesday. I just want to say thank you all so much for tuning in. Much love to Queen Mother Imaku, who has made this available, and much, much, much love to Vanessa JC, who is allowing us to bring the Transformation Tag Team to you today, now, and forevermore. Have a blessed day, guys. Everybody. Woo!